We have Cristin Ludlow herself. Cristin, thank you. Give us a little bit of your story, maybe your testimonial. You don't talk a lot about your testimonial, but we'd love to hear it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're muted. There you are.
Can you hear me now?
We can, yeah.
I would love to share my story. It's very similar to Gail's of, something was changing in my body for many, many years. And I was getting more and more weak, and I was losing weight. I had lost my appetite. As I was getting more weak, I started developing tremors. So I couldn't even write with a pen, Dr. Jerry. When I would write with a pen, it would be illegible. That's how much I would shake all the time. And it was very hard to get out of bed, and started feeling really depressed. Developed a gluten intolerance where if I would even have one bite of gluten, my eyes would swell up, my hands and feet would swell up, I'd get a migraine, my stomach would cramp. It was horrible. And the time kept going on. All these things were happening. I was losing weight. I was down to 104 pounds, and I'm 5'9". So I pretty much looked emaciated. And eventually, after a couple years of just this slow digression, I started to have these small seizures, and I would pass out. And at that point, I looked at my husband. I was like, okay, I think I need to go to the doctor now, because I was just trying to do things on my own and figure it out on my own, because I don't really like going to the doctor very much. And so once I had the seizures, I realized I needed to get checked out and see what was going on. So they drew my blood. Sure enough, autoimmune marker was present. My antithyroid globulin levels, which were supposed to be less than 1, were 522. That's how much inflammation I had in my body. It was completely out of control. And so they said, well, let's start you on this process. It's going to take about 2 years for us to determine which autoimmune condition that you have, so that we can manage the flare-ups, which was the goal, was to be able to manage the condition, because in their mind, there was no reversing, there was no solution for it. It was all about just being able to manage what was happening to me. And so, as you know, the process of autoimmune testing is deductive reasoning. So they figure out what it's not before they figure out what it is. So I start through this testing, and once I found out I had the autoimmune marker, I thought, I know what the studies, I saw the Coriolis versicolor studies on immune modulation, that it's a supporter, it's a modulator, it's not a booster, it's not a stimulant. So even someone like me with an autoimmune condition could take the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, and it would actually modulate my immune system. So that instead of boosting it, which could sometimes exacerbate the problem. That's why a lot of people on autoimmune take immune suppressants. So I've decided to start taking those Enforce capsules, because I thought, well, if I am going to have autoimmune for the rest of my life, and I'm going to feel bad for the rest of my life, then I want to feel as good as I can feeling bad, if that makes sense. That was my really great reasoning at that moment. As you can tell, I was very optimistic. And so I started taking 6 of the Enforce capsules every day, 3 in the morning, right when I woke up, 3 at night, right before I went to bed. And little by little, I just started feeling better. And I remember at first I noticed a change in my mood. It was elevated. I started feeling happy again. I'm naturally a very happy, bubbly, optimistic person. And I was so depressed and sad all the time at that point. I just felt very discouraged and frustrated. So I noticed I was a little bit happier. Then I noticed I was feeling a little bit better. I had more energy. I wasn't taking a nap 2 or 3 times a day. I was only taking 1 nap. Then I was taking no naps. I could start writing again with a pen and be able to read my writing, because the tremors in my hands had gone down. My appetite started coming back. I started wanting to eat food instead of eating because I knew that I had to and I was supposed to. And so I went through the entire gastroenterology portion, and they found nothing wrong throughout that. That was inconclusive. And so I was just about to start the endocrinology portion. I skip into the endocrinologist office. This is about 5.5 months after I started taking the Enforce capsules. And the endocrinologist looks at me and he's like, you don't look like you have an autoimmune problem. I was like, I feel great. He's like, well, let's take your blood. Let's see what's going on. The blood will tell us what's going on. So they did my blood work. Sure enough, the autoimmune marker was gone. It was gone. The antithyroid globulin levels were back below 1. The vitamin D deficiency I've had my entire life almost, gone. My vitamin levels were normal. All my levels came back normal. And so he looks at me and he's like, this doesn't even look like it's blood work from the same person. I mean, whatever you've been doing, just keep doing that. There's no reason for us to even continue the testing because whatever was happening is gone. And so that was my last doctor visit that I've had. It's been 6 years now. It's the last time I went to the doctor. And he said, you're free to go. There's nothing more we can do for you. And I remember that night I loved quesadillas, and I hadn't had a quesadilla in years because of the gluten. So that night I was like, I'm going to test this. I'm going to see if that gluten intolerance was because of the autoimmune marker. So I ate a quesadilla that night, 0 reaction. So I was like, hallelujah. And so now I've been eating gluten every day since. It's been 6 years. For the last 5 years, I haven't taken any medications at all. I used to take an ibuprofen a couple times a week because I'm an athlete. And so, you get sore and stiff sometimes. I used to take an allergy pill almost every day. Haven't taken any of that in all these years. Whenever I feel allergies coming on, or maybe if I feel like a cold or something coming on, I just take extra mushrooms and I let my own immune system handle it. Instead of running for some treatment for it, I let my own body handle it, my own body go through the process. And so it has been so liberating for me. And, I've loved what we've been able to do for animals. And it makes my heart so happy to hear all of the powerful stories for what's been happening with dogs and cats and horses. But when that happened to me, when I felt it myself physically, it did something else inside of my heart. And that's why I'm so confident. And I just always encourage everybody to at least give it a try, see what it can do for you. Is it a cure for anything? No. Is it a 100% guarantee? Absolutely not. It's a food. It's no different from eating a mushroom on a salad, but it's a food that feeds the immune system. And over 90% of the time with dogs, cats, horses, and people, we're seeing these same results. The immune system is completely equipped and capable of repairing, rebuilding, recovering, replenishing, renewing, rebalancing everything that's happening inside of the body. It's the most important system. And when we're intentional with feeding the immune system, then it's amazing what happens as a result and what our own bodies do to course correct what's happening inside of it. And Dr. Jerry, I'm going to run this past you guys. I thought of a new idea with Enforce. You can tell me if it's good or bad. But I was thinking we should tell people to feed the force within.
I love it.
But thank you for letting me share my
force it is.
Yeah, feed the force within you.
Yeah, that's awesome.